Wait! Fraud was touching grass. That's technically not true. I was in Mammoth snowboarding, so I was touching snow. I'm like Lawrence Taylor. Let's talk about your poverty franchise. Okay, definitely the most to talk about game. Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens. Tyler Loop has a game-winning field goal and shanks it. The irony of this kick is that Chris Boswell had just missed a PAT. So if Boswell had made his PAT, then Loop would only have been tying the game here. Tyler Loop was actually a pretty solid kicker for the Ravens. He's a rookie, and he shanked the piss out of this. I gotta say two things. This was horrendous conditions for field goal kickers. Horrible conditions for kickers, very windy, relatively cold. These are all very bad things for kicking. It's why Boswell shanked his. So it's not that shocking to me that Tyler Loop shanked this. He should have made it, but it's not that shocking. It wasn't like perfect conditions. The funny thing for Baltimore is Baltimore goes from Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers of all time, if not the best, to Justin Tucker's final year, which was horrible and plagued by scandal. They cut him. He's still a free agent. They draft Tyler Loop, and then they're missing the playoffs now because of this. Mainly, they're missing the playoffs because they didn't have Lamar Jackson for a pretty significant period of time. But they go to the playoffs with like a healthy roster and Lamar Jackson right here. And then after this, Harbaugh gets canned. That was 18 seasons of Harbaugh. The Ravens are looking for a new head coach after Harbaugh put together a Hall of Fame career in Baltimore. Harbaugh was fired Tuesday after guiding the Ravens to a Super Bowl in 2012, 6 AFC North titles, and 193 victories. One thing that you kind of got to talk about with the Baltimore Ravens is the fact that they always make the playoffs and just seem to always underperform. Now, yes, they did win that Super Bowl. That was a really good Super Bowl against the San Francisco 49ers. That was the Colin Kaepernick 49ers team. But then 2014, 2018, 2019, 2020, 22, 23, 24. For all of these seasons, starting in 2020, you've got MVP caliber Lamar Jackson, who's supposed to be one of the best, if not the best quarterback in the league, and you guys aren't doing nothing with it. I don't know if that's the reason he got fired. I mean, I think Harbaugh's a pretty incredible coach. I don't think you can really dispute that, but how much they've underperformed in the playoffs is frustrating. So this is definitely the most talked about game. Aaron Rodgers put on a sick-ass game. This game really came alive in the fourth quarter. It was semi-uneventful. Then that fourth quarter, everything just unlocked. Zay Flowers had the great touchdown. I feel bad for Lamar. Lamar puts up another awesome game. This was such a good game out of Lamar. He played so well, and they lose this game. I'm excited. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Pittsburgh really has a chance in the playoffs. I think Baltimore did have a chance in the playoffs. I'd be really shocked if Pittsburgh got past Houston. It's Pittsburgh Steelers, Houston Texans, I think, for that first round, right? Yeah, this is the playoff bracket right here. Seahawks are the 1 seed in the NFC. Broncos are the 1 seed in the AFC. You've got Steelers, Texans, Jags, Bills, Patriots, Chargers, Panthers, Rams, Eagles, Niners, Bears, Packers. If I had to predict this right now, I'll get this out of the way early in this video. I've got Texans winning this. I've got Bills beating the Jaguars, even though they're the lower seed. I think the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl, to be honest. I've got Patriots beating the Chargers. I've got Rams beating the Panthers, and it won't even be fucking close. I suppose Vegas kind of agrees with that. I've got Eagles beating the Niners. I still think the Eagles are really good too. I think they're kind of slept on, which doesn't make a lot of sense because they just won the Super Bowl, but I feel like no one's talking about Philly because Philly's offense has been so lackluster. And Bears, Packers, I have Packers on this one. I guess I picked the favorite for all of these. That's stupid. Let's take the Bears here. I'll take the Bears over the Packers. That's more fun. Frankly, I just don't see a big upset. I don't see a big upset in the wild card. I think it will go uneventfully. Does that make sense? This is kind of funny to me. So I guess I just don't understand the seeding or like how this works very well, but Carolina lost this game, went to 8-9, and then they still go to the playoffs. Why did I think if Tampa Bay won this, they would go to the playoffs? I guess I don't fully understand the strength of schedule and all the seeding and all that, but this game didn't even fucking matter. Panthers go on to lose this very important game that I thought to Tampa Bay, and they're going to the playoffs anyway. I don't think Carolina is even remotely ready to beat a team like the Rams, but it doesn't really matter because the Panthers are starting to look good. No one expects them to win the Super Bowl this year. Go get some playoff practice and come back next year and play even better. So I'm excited for the Carolina Panthers. Seahawks 49ers. After watching that Niners-Bears game where it's this crazy slug out and it's like Brock Purdy's the GOAT. Look at what San Fran's offense is doing. Kyle Shanahan's crazy. And then you watch the San Francisco 49ers play a like elite world-class defense and you go, oh, Oh, so that's why Seattle's the one seed in the NFC. So that's why Chicago can't really go deep either. This is what I meant. I was talking shit about the Niners and the Bears after that game, and I basically said neither of these teams can win in the playoffs because their defenses are ass. I mean, you guys are just getting exploited left and right. I'm still not ready to say Seattle's going to the Super Bowl, though. I can't do that in my head, bro. Seattle's not going to the Super Bowl. I can't do that in my head. I've got Philly or the Rams. I've got Philly or the Rams going to the Super Bowl. In fact, is it possible for that to be the NFC Championship? I don't know, but that would be my NFC Championship. Saints, Falcons. Did this game matter to anybody? I don't know that this game mattered. I don't know that anybody plays fantasy football this late. Truly an inconsequential game. Maybe there's some small draft pick seeding shenanigans going on here. Some nice reps for Tyler Shuck, who has actually looked pretty solid. And that's pretty much it. 19-17. The Falcons, for no reason, the Falcons went on to just start winning games they probably shouldn't have. Hilariously, though, the Panthers go 8-9, the Buccaneers go 8-9, and the Falcons go 8-9. A three-way tie for the top spot in the NFC South, and due to presumably strength of schedule, the Carolina Panthers are the ones that are headed to the playoffs. Either way, it's kind of depressing that my 9-8 Detroit Lions are not going to the playoffs and the 8-9 Carolina Panthers are. That does make me a little sad, I can't lie. Browns Bengals, once again, I mean, this is week 18 football. Like, there's not a lot that really matters here. Joe Burrow puts up 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase puts up 100 yards and a touchdown. That's fun. Myles Garrett gets the sack record. That's really fun too, but this didn't matter too much. Cleveland Browns end the season with 5 wins and 12 losses. Shedeur Sanders' stat lines continue to look like this. I think the Browns do need to figure out something different offensively. Offensively, it just seems like they want to run the ball forever, and they don't want to like adapt to the fact that the NFL is just a passing league now. And I don't know why that is. It's kind of a bummer for an incredible defense like the Cleveland Browns to so consistently have a bad offense. Let's just get one guy in there, right? Let's figure something out in Cleveland. I am interested, though. I'm interested to see what Cleveland does. If a super good, high-caliber quarterback is available in free agency, or they have a draft pick where they could take a quarterback, would they do it? Would they take, like, a first-round quarterback, or are they going to be Shedeur Sanders through and through? I'm excited to see what Cleveland ends up doing right there. Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings. I mean, dude, the whole NFC North is above 500, by the way. The Vikings, the Lions, the Packers, the Bears are above 500. Sad. 9 got to throw for 180 yards. Packers didn't give a shit. Packers sat all of their starters. You got Clayton Tune out there throwing 6 for 11. You got Brooks. You got Jacoby Keeney James. I swear sometimes it's like someone's name precludes them from being an all-star. Like, are you telling me in 5 years that Jacoby Keeney James is going to be the guy? I don't even know where he played. I don't know where he played. I don't know if he's good. Played at UMass, apparently. Spectacular catch and run against... Is that against Georgia? Is that against Georgia? Damn! All right, shit, I'm talking shit for no reason. You get what I'm saying, though. They'd have to abbreviate that. He'd be JKJ. I'd be, yo, JKJ. Yo, who you draft? I'm drafting JKJ in fantasy. Bet, bro. Playing with your dead grandma. Yeah, congratulations on the fantasy championship. I play with real players. Don't worry about it. Titans, Jaguars. Why don't we play our starters and just beat the shit out of Tennessee for fun? Why don't we just embarrass the most... Ooh, oh my God, and Cam Little fucking bombed a 67-yard field goal. Cam Little hit a nuke. Cam Little, I still think Brandon Aubrey's the best kicker in the league, but Cam Little, give him a year or two, and I'll put him up there. It's so funny how quickly it changed, though. It was Justin Tucker forever. It was Justin Tucker for like 10 straight years. And then Justin Tucker's out, and it's like, who's the GOAT kicker? And it's like Brandon Aubrey and Cam Little, boom, right it immediately. It's pretty cool. Immediately replaced the GOATs. Colts, Texans, Riley Leonard. Here's the interesting thing about this game. Do we say it was important because it's week 18? Does this say a lot about Riley Leonard? I don't know. But it's kind of funny how hard Indianapolis scrambled to get Phillip Rivers off the couch. Phillip Rivers didn't win any of those games. He played okay. But the entire time that they did that whole Phillip Rivers thing, they had Riley Leonard. They had Riley Leonard the whole time. And it seemed to be there was this consensus that Riley Leonard's bad or that Phillip Rivers is better. Riley Leonard isn't ready, so we're not going to play him. But then they go ahead and play Riley Leonard now, and he actually looked pretty good. I thought Riley Leonard looked really impressive in this game. And then I'm kind of sitting there like, Why did we do this Phillip Rivers thing? Why didn't we just play the rookie we drafted? I don't know. It makes me question the whole Phillip Rivers thing, to be honest. But you know what? That's a hindsight is 2020. If Phillip Rivers gone out there and won 2 games, I wouldn't be saying shit. So it is what it is. Monumental collapse for the Colts. Not really their fault. But this was the best team in the league. They were 7-1. This was the best team in the league midway through the season. Crazy. Bills, Jets. Why don't we beat the shit out of a poverty program? That's what this game was. With Mitch Trubisky. With if you were a Giga casual and you were just a certified box score enjoyer, who came up with that? Some genius, probably. If you were just a certified box score enjoyer and you looked at Mitch Trubisky's stat line and I was like, hey, what quarterback is this? This was his performance in a game in 2025. You'd be like, that's fucking Patrick Mahomes, bro. Bro, that's Lamar Jackson. That's MVP Josh Allen. That's Drake May. No. No. That's Mitchell Trubisky. 313 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Ironically, probably has the highest QBR of, wait, I'm going to look it up. Can we sort the entire NFL by QBR? All right, look, I don't want to be a CBSE, but if we look at the all-time best QBR ever, it's 87 out of Tom Brady in 2007. Okay, stay with me now. Mitchell Trubisky in 2025? Listen, I'm not saying Mitchell Trubisky's the GOAT. I'm not saying that. You're thinking it. I'm not saying it. But we're all thinking it. I mean, my Lions got to beat Ben Johnson again. People are DMing me, asking me about this game. You guys, I don't give a fuck. I literally don't give a fuck. The only thing I care about is winning a Super Bowl with this poverty-ass franchise. The only thing I care about is going to the playoffs. Jared Goff and the Lions go out there and they beat Chicago in a poverty game. Ooh, we almost choked this shit, for the record. Chicago didn't put up a point until the 4th quarter. We damn near lost it. So, cool. Love my team. Happy to win any game. Do I really care? Absolutely not. We choked. We were 15-2 last season, and we are healthier this season. Tough schedule. If I'm gonna give us a little bit of glaze, just a little bit of glazer tag, just gonna pull out the keys and start up the glaze mobile, I would say we had a very tough schedule, and we did have a very tough schedule. We had a nightmare schedule this season. So now that we're dog shit again, 9-8, we're gonna get a middle of the pack schedule, and a middle of the pack schedule is exactly what we need to go to the playoffs next season. So I'll take it. Also, wouldn't mind Ben Johnson back. Broncos Chargers. This actually was an important game, wasn't it? Didn't they actually have to try in this, or was this a benched players game? No, this is a benched players game. Trey Lapdance is out there. This was an inconsequential game. 44 passing attempts out of Trey Lapdance. Yeah, you're gonna lose the football game. Yeah, you're gonna. Broncos do have a good defense, though. I can't see the Broncos. I'm going to be honest, guys. The most statistically likely Super Bowl is Seattle-Denver. Absolutely no shot. My brain cannot fathom this. I refuse to believe it. I'm saying Los Angeles, Buffalo, before I say Ugh. Maybe I'm just a hater. Hello? Am I a hater? Am I a generational hater? I think I'm just a boomer, you guys. Like, I'm just fucking unk, and my brain can't process something that's not what I know. I refuse to change. I'm stuck in my ways, and I don't care what you say about it. Kansas City Chiefs fall off must be studied. 6 wins out of Kansas City? You lost to Aiden O'Connell? I shouldn't say that. I met Aiden O'Connell, great guy. Watched him tear apart my Spartans when he played for Purdue. That was the season that we went 10-2, and we had Jaden Reed and Kenneth Walker. Dude, who the fuck is Shane Bakulu? Who the fuck? Why was Shane Bakulu playing? They don't even got him in a Chiefs jersey. You couldn't get the guy in a Kansas City jersey? ChatGPT could have whipped that shit up in a second. Buffalo Bills quarterback? I don't think so, dude. 26 carries. You're going to give Ashton Jeanty 26 carries in an utterly meaningless game to get your 3rd win of the season? Let the kid breathe, okay? Free Ashton Jeanty, by the way. Let's trade Ashton Jeanty to frickin'. Where should Ashton Jeanty go so that he could be a fantasy demon? That's all I care about. I don't care about football, bro. I care about fantasy football stats. The sport is irrelevant. Frat Stafford stat padded his heart out against Arizona. Los Angeles loves dicking on Arizona. You guys ever notice that? If Arizona and the Rams play, Sean McVay brings out the greatest plays in his playbook for no fucking reason. Every time. Here's what I will say. Los Angeles coming into this game had some really uncharacteristic bad losses. So I think what they needed was like this momentum surge. They needed to shit on a team, reminding themselves that they're really good. Like losing to Atlanta, ooh, that was a yucky loss. Especially when you're supposed to be the best team in the league. Like, you don't want to do that. They lost the NFC 1 seed. Now they're going to Carolina. That might be the craziest thing. Yeah, they are. They're... The Los Angeles Rams, who are 12-5, are headed to Carolina because Carolina's hosting this playoff game. Because they're the top of the NFC South with a dead nuts tie 8-9, lost more games than we won record. I think the NFC's division and the way it's all set up, I think it's correct. I wouldn't switch it. I wouldn't change it, but it is hilarious when it works out this way. This is basically the worst case scenario for NFL schedule makers, is that 3 teams are kind of fucking mid and they're all in the same division and they all have the same record and one of them has to host a playoff game. That's the worst case scenario. And then the flip side of that is the NFC North all has a winning record. Suck me dry and call me gay and slap my ass and shit. Gag me. Sorry. Dolphins, Patriots. What do we call this game, ladies and gentlemen? Let's beat the shit out of a poverty program. McDaniels got fired too. Now, here's the thing. It's so funny because Mike McDaniels gets canned, and it's like he probably was supposed to. He probably could have got canned last year, and I don't think anybody would have batted an eye. Is it Quinn Ewers season in Miami? I find that incredibly unlikely. I think this is just Tua's playing like shit. Maybe Tua gets traded to a different team. What is Tua's draft capital? What is Tua's trade capital? I mean, like, what can you really get out of Tua? I don't know. I don't know if he might actually be valuable to a franchise. I'm not going to write him off because I'm not writing anybody off. You don't write off quarterbacks in the NFL. Sometimes organizations are just dysfunctional. They have all the wrong pieces and all the wrong schemes and all the wrong coaches. And maybe that quarterback is actually really good. So I'm not writing him off, but it's funny that Harbaugh gets fired and McDaniels does, because Harbaugh is like a Hall of Fame coach, and I think Harbaugh is a really good coach. He's going to end up somewhere. Can he end up in Miami? Is that even possible? Commanders, Eagles. This was a, hey, why don't we sit all of our good players? And if Washington wants to get a freebie win with Josh Johnson at quarterback, then why the fuck not? I mean, who really cares? Tank Bigsby got some reps, guys. Remember Tank Bigsby from Jacksonville? He's a Philadelphia Eagle now. Tanner McKee got reps just for fun. Devonta Smith played. Not much to say about that game. It's Week 18 is so funny because while you have multiple teams literally sitting all their players and you got Shane Bakulu coming out for Kansas City, you've got Baltimore and Pittsburgh having their own little Super Bowl over here. You know, just the biggest game of their lives over here. You got the Detroit Lions acting like this is our Super Bowl, beating Ben Johnson again, just to say fuck you, Ben Johnson. Colts Texans in a slug out. Jaguars just pistol whipping Tennessee. You get the idea. The playoffs are coming up, baby. This is going to be a quick one. Sorry, I know I'm late to the party here, but your boy's got a date tonight, actually. And I got to get out of this fucking Amari Cooper jersey and go turn my swag on. By the way, if your mom doesn't come home late tonight, now you know why. If your mom does come home late, fuck. I fucked it up, dude. Oh. All right. I love you. A quick one, sorry. I can't always last forever. Sheesh. I love you. Have a great day. Goodbye.